Welcome back to AM Northwest. You know, there's still time to squeeze a little bit more summer out of your garden. Here to share his always helpful tips, we welcome back Executive Director of Growing Gardens, Jason Skipton. Great to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. It's August.
Okay, so it is August. And you say there are still some fast crops that we can plant now?
Yeah, I would say like a lot of times people are like, okay, summer's almost over.
Right.
Plants are like, you're harvesting your tomatoes. Like this is really the time, like the soil's still warm.
Okay.
You can still get some things and think quick things, right? So plant some cilantro, plant some beets.
Yeah.
You know, those things are going to be quick. Like think on the back of seed packets, it's going to tell you.
Okay.
30 days, 60 days, look into that window because, you know, we're going to have some warm weather this week.
That's true.
So think about like you can really squeeze some of that out and you're like, might be like, well, I have a bunch of tomato plants. Plant around them. That'll totally be okay. Like they're going to like the shade, especially as they're first starting to germinate.
Right.
So like try, like go out and get some seeds and like really think about those quick crops.
Okay, what are some, you mentioned a couple of them.
Yeah, I would really look at like cilantro, I'd really look at beets. Radishes are 30 days.
Okay.
Right? You can even look at the leaves, right? So any like kind of arugula or anything like that would be great. This would be like the time to do it right now.
Okay.
Right, and they're gonna be able to harvest in just like 30 to 40 days.
Wow.
I would also say something that people don't know a lot about is if you do have a fruit tree maybe in your neighborhood, a pear tree in particular, which we have today, most of them have to actually be picked green.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a trick that I wanted to show you all. So you have your stem, and it's hanging off the tree.
Right.
And if you bend it basically to a 180-degree angle,
yeah,
and it comes off, then it's ready.
Oh, okay.
Right, and if you're like if you're gonna pull on it from the bottom, it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
So if you go up, basically invert it, and it breaks off, then it's ready. Most pears actually need to ripen on the counter or off the tree.
I had no idea.
So start to look at those now, because once they've actually fallen and hit the ground, it's too late.
It's too late.
Right? They're too ripe, and most likely they're rotten on the inside, and they're gonna like smash once they then hit the ground, and now you have a bit of a problem to then clean up. So I'd say get out and get your pears, and sometimes even apples are like that too.
Okay.
Right? So think about all those. The fruit right now is on.
Yeah.
Pear year in
harvest
particular.
them,
Harvest them, take them down, because if not, you're gonna lose them.
Okay, last time we were on, I asked the audience if they had any questions they wanted to ask you,
and
we got a question here. This is from our viewer, Peggy Pearson. She writes, "Love your segments on AM Northwest. Thank you." Just so you know,
yes.
I really want to improve my raised bed soils for next spring's planting. As fall and winter approach and my veggies are finishing, what do you recommend for putting the beds to bed for winter that would jumpstart my garden for next spring's planting?
Great, we can talk about that a lot.
Okay.
Right, so I think the big thing is really coverage. You want to think about so here's a little bit of an example of a raised bed. You have soil, and you're going to clear it out now. Like you're putting your bed to bed, right? You're going to clear it out, and you think that's the best way to do it.
Sure.
Actually, this is going to take all of your nutrients out. All of that rain for the next 6-7 months that we're going to have is going to wash away all of your nutrients.
That was really depressing what you just said.
It is going to happen.
Oh, wow.
We do miss it.
The reality of that.
Right, the reality of it. So I would say what I really do love is a combination.
Okay.
So you can do fall planting. This is the ideal time for fall and actually winter planting.
Okay.
And so you might not be like, well, I'm not putting my bed to bed yet, but you are. You're going to be these are going to be going in, and they're going to be slowly growing, and you're going to be able to harvest in fall and in winter and early spring.
Oh, great idea.
So getting in some lists is like a romaine, a lettuce here. This is a collard, and this is a kale. So think about it's a brassica family. So it's like those things that like cool things. And then next, you all know I love cover crops. Love it. And I've talked a lot about cover crops, but today I'm going to talk about something different.
Okay.
We're going to talk about buckwheat.
Okay.
We all know like the buckwheat grain and things like that. So buckwheat is a great cover crop. It's actually the quickest cover crop. In about 5 weeks, you're going to have a full-grown cover crop, and it puts out this beautiful white flower.
Oh.
And you can then start incorporating that into your soil.
Okay.
So basically what you want to do is just go through here, move some of the soil out of the way, grab your buckwheat or any kind of cover crop. I also brought some fava beans as well, depending on your soil. Okay. Fava beans will then actually put down a taproot of about 2 feet, and it will start to break up the soil. So if your soil is really clay compacted, fava beans is your best friend. They're going to do all of the hard work for you.
Wow. Okay.
Right, so get cover crop in. I would say the next thing that's super important is you got to look at diseases.
Yeah,
disease
you brought some
plants.
examples,
We brought some examples of disease plants, and this is the time that you're going to start seeing a lot of them, right? Our kind of like big nemesis out here is powdery mildew. Oh my gosh,
look at those.
And then here, right in this area, there are squash bug eggs.
Oh,
They
wow.
always go underneath the plant so you can't see them.
gosh.
So you need to take these away. So what I do, and now these just started yesterday. I just started seeing powdery mildew.
Yeah.
You have to remove the plant like matter. You have to remove the leaf. You have to
Oh.
cut it off and remove it, because if not,
So you can't like hose it off.
that would be the last thing to do.
Okay.
Because if you hose it off, I don't know if we can see this on camera, but it's basically a little powder layer on top of that patch.
Yeah.
So any rain, any water that you hit on top of these leaves, which I've talked a lot about, like don't over water, like
Right.
overhead water, because you're going to then hit the leaf with the water droplet, and it's going to then poof that powdery mildew onto the next leaf. Onto the next leaf,
wow.
onto your next plant, which is kind of
Okay.
why I'm keeping these segregated,
Okay.
because these actually will transfer disease to disease, and so I want to
Okay.
keep these away. Do not compost these things. Throw them away
Okay.
in the garbage.
In the garbage,
Because
okay.
they will then continue, these viruses will continue in compost bins. And so this is the time, get into your garden now, because if not, these viruses are going to end up in your soil. And guess what?
Wow.
Next year, they're going to say, hey, thanks for so much for not getting rid of me.
Right.
Now I'm back again.
And then they'll be coming back. Wow. And then what happened here?
Yeah, this is a bean rust. So what happens is it's another pathogen, and so it's going to then start basically kind of eating away at these beans. And so it's going to stop the photosynthesis process, and then it will then start to actually transmit this to other parts of the bean plant. So you got to get these things out. You actually have to get them also out of your compost bin and out of your garden entirely. And then please sanitize your equipment. I know this sounds like crazy, but you know how we talk
You're
a lot
talking about,
about
like,
washing
your
our hands?
shears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Oh.
you're pruning these things,
Yeah.
you have to then go back, and you don't want to prune here and then go over and prune a healthy plant.
Wow.
You're then creating a pathway to then jump this virus to
I feel
this
like
plant.
you're talking about surgery.
Right?
This is
So you have
wild.
to sanitize your,
Right.
not only your hands but also your pruners.
Okay. Wow.
Passes a lot of diseases.
Yeah. Okay. So one last time
Yeah.
though, on the fast crops that we can plant right now, you mentioned like the veggie.
Yeah,
the-
definitely. Yeah,
the
you can
lettuces.
do lettuces. You can even do some
Right.
collards. I would do some cilantro.
Cilantro for
I would do
sure.
beets. I would also do some radishes.
Okay.
All of those are perfect right
I
now.
love that. Okay, and we also want to mention that if you have a gardening question for Jason, just send it to us and Jason will answer it in our upcoming segment. So just email your questions to amnw@katu.com. Jason, thank you so much.
Good to see
Great
you.
job.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. Great job.